Welcome, creators. Sit yourselves down by the crackling hearth fire and open your ears and your minds, for a world of opportunity awaits those DMs who choose to seek it. Have you ever pondered the possibility of earning a living as a professional dungeon master online? Well, look no further than this, my Professional Dungeon Master's Guide, or the PDMG, if you will. This comprehensive series is your key to unlocking the secrets of monetizing your DM skills. From unraveling the mysteries of how and where to advertise, to transforming yourself into a dungeon master worth every coin. I will be your guide every step of the way. With the explosive rise of tabletop RPGs, this realm of possibility of earning a living online, playing the game you love, Dungeons and Dragons, or really any tabletop RPG, has really emerged as this incredibly viable avenue for transforming your beloved hobby into a flourishing side hustle or even a lucrative career. So get ready, all of you, to embark on an unforgettable journey where creativity meets prosperity. So who am I? Well, I am a professional dungeon master. I now earn enough money running games of D&D online for people who, can't really find an in-person game to play at. There's tons and tons of these people out there. But now this is my main source of income. It wasn't easy. It took me 3 years to get there. 3 years of awful advertising, not knowing where to find players. Really the most important part really is figuring out how to become a dungeon master worth paying good money for. Luckily for you, however, I've distilled all of these horrible mistakes and wonderful kind of lessons and knowledge that I've learned basically through trial and error over the past 3 years, so that you don't have to make all of the same mistakes that I did. Lucky for you. Kind of jelly, actually. The whole point of this being that you can start making money much, much faster than I did. A few summers ago, while I was between jobs, I really desperately wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons to blow off some steam, I was the forever DM in my friend group. No one else, I'm sure you can relate to this, no one else wanted to run the game. And I had never played the game as a player. I learned it as a dungeon master, and I never, ever got to play. Isn't that sad? But I was itching to slay some monsters and encounter some dragons of my own. So for a change, I headed online to find a game. I needed to play, I wanted to play, I thought this was the only way. I had no intention whatsoever of paying for it. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do to experience D&D online. But I quickly realized, scrolling through all of the games in the forums and Roll20, and D&D Beyond, and forums like that, I quickly realized that all of the free games seemed a little, kind of lame. They were mostly kind of monstrous seeming homebrews cooked up in some forum dweller's head, right? And I didn't really want to play that. I just wanted to have a really good, decent experience for my first time playing Dungeons and Dragons. And we've all read those D&D green texts. It can get pretty messy out there, it seems, and I didn't want that. So I noticed that some DMs were charging for the games. At first I thought, it really confused me. I was like, why would someone pay why would someone pay to play D&D? However, the experiences they were advertising, they looked professional, they seemed fair and fun, and most of them were running published modules, which I really, really wanted to do. I wanted to play the starter set. Never played before, right? So I contacted a DM, someone who was running Lost Mines of Phandelver. And finally, I got to play some Dungeons and Dragons. You can imagine how excited I was. It was great fun, honestly. The DM was fair and ran the modules pretty much as written. A little too much as written, if you ask me. I had given, not just me, other players too, had given the DM a full, expansive character backstories, and we were all very eager to see how they would incorporate them, even just a little bit, into the narrative of the module. but it never happened. It kind of did for one player. The DM did dive a little deep into there, but for the rest of us, out of luck, I'm afraid. And that's really the D&D experience I was craving, a personal one where my character mattered. After a few sessions of this, I was running D&D for my friends for a year and a half at this point. I thought I'd gotten pretty decent at it, enough so that after playing this DM's game, paying money for it, I just thought I can do a better job myself. I can do this. If they can charge for this game, I really truly believe I can run a better one. Why aren't I doing this? And so I did. A month later, I had my own group of people who were running Lost Mines of Phandelver. I just ran it. It was fresh in my head. I knew it, and I had some great ideas for it. And yeah, we started playing. I was already making money doing this. You can find people that will pay you their hard-earned cash to provide them a wonderful Dungeons and Dragons experience, and that's the first step, really, to becoming a professional Dungeon Master. The very first step into becoming a professional Dungeon Master online is to pay to play a game yourself. How else are you going to know what it's like? How else are you going to know what to expect? How else are you going to know what is needed to charge for this experience? And as well, it's just so useful to be on the other side of that, to be a customer. You've paid your money, you are obviously going to tie some expectations to this, and if you receive them, that's great. You can take inspiration and learn from that DM, and if you don't, well then, you'll know what to give players when they pay to pay your sessions, when they, when they pay to play your sessions. It's important to understand that this is a much, much different experience. Players are expecting a much, much different experience than a casual game or a free game. And DMs who really understand this, first of all, that there is a difference, and then second of all, what that difference is. We'll get into what that difference is later on in the series, but DMs who really understand those things really stand to make a career out of this game. Many games go as low as $10 per session, and you can go as high as $40 and beyond. Like, really, the sky's the limit for some incredibly successful and productive DMs. But what I suggest is find a game at $10 to $15, play a session or 3, or just keep playing, and ask yourself, can I do a better job than this? If the answer is yes, well then you'd better start getting your game advertisement ready, because you're leaving money on the table. There are many places you can place these advertisements, many, but the big dragon in the courtyard, so to speak, is Startplaying.games. Startplaying.games is a platform where players specifically go to hire a professional Dungeon Master. Sure, there are some free games on there, and we'll speak about those later too, but by and large, it is for paid experiences. This is incredibly useful, as if you advertise on there, if someone gets in contact with you, they know what to expect, essentially. Remember all those mistakes that I made, that I mentioned earlier? Well, the biggest one, the biggest blunder I've ever made doing this, by a large margin, mind you, was not running all of my games through Start Playing from the start. I had some valid reasons for this. Start Playing takes a 10% cut from your earnings and also charges players, each player, a 10% fee, service fee for using the platform. Per game, by the way, it's not insignificant. Players also must be willing to provide their credit card details, or credit or debit card, whichever, and they are billed automatically when the game starts. Great for you. However, some players, and I've experienced this, are not comfortable sharing that information online or on any site. And also, some people just don't have these things, which is fair enough. They cannot run it through the platform. Also, the setup, the third thing, major thing, is the setup of these game templates and your gem profile. It does require a lot of information and work in the beginning. However, fear not. I will have videos step-by-step videos on how to set these up. Following this particular one, we'll dive right in, so stay tuned for that. You might find it in one of these corners here. These cons are big ones, but they are dwarfed, completely dwarfed by the benefits of building a reputation on, building a reputation and gaining positive reviews on the site. It's social proofs. It's what will be a major factor for players deciding whether or not they want you as a DM. Yes, a massive part of promoting your services is gaining these valid and verified, and we'll talk about that later, reviews of your ability as an outstanding DM, and Start Playing is the place to get it. If I had realized how integral the platform was to the profession and ran my games from the get-go, from the very, very start, currently, what I'm charging now, I could be charging double the price, maybe even triple. I very much regret this, so do not make this, don't make the same mistake that I did. Start Playing from the very, very beginning. So, as we come to the end of this video, it's really just an introduction to the series, The Professional Dungeon Master's Guide. I hope that my journey and the insights that I've shared have sparked a sort of flame, a flicker of inspiration and enthusiasm and belief that really, you can try this too. You have it within you to give this a real go and really, never mind just making some money on the side, to be really, really, truly successful. You can do this. So that now that you have this starting point and really understand the value of experiencing the game as a player, very important, very first thing you must do, it's time to take the next step. You have some homework I'm going to give you. If you want to take this seriously, of course, as you follow this series along, there will be things that I will require of you. Things that, really that this profession requires of you to do. So your homework, go find a game on Start Playing this week. Look for one now, even if you can, to do it right now after this video ends. Do it, head on to Startplaying.games and look for a game that suits your timetable, if you have the time, of course, and jump right in. But this is just the beginning of your adventure. In the upcoming episode, I will delve deeper into the strategies, techniques, and insider tips that will unlock your potential as a professional dungeon master. From marketing to storytelling to creating unforgettable adventures, we will cover it all here. But in the next video, the next episode, please stay tuned where we will explore exactly step by step how to set up an enticing and alluring GM profile on Start Playing. Now, you've heard a bunch from me. I would love to hear from you. Please, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What challenges do you expect to face? What do you anticipate on your journey to becoming a professional dungeon master? Is this something you want to do? If you go ahead and do this, play a game, please talk about your experience down below. Let's try and help and support each other here. I hope that this becomes a community of aspiring professional dungeon masters who help each other become better at the craft. So let's support each other as we embark on this remarkable quest. As always, I will answer any and all queries you have about the job in the comments below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, crit the notification bell. And remember, this world needs good DMs.